Left-wing vandals targeting Republican headquarters here in New York City. Antifa apparently smashing windows, spray painting doors with anarchy signs and breaking locks at the Metropolitan Republican Club. The criminals left behind a note saying, quote, "Our attack is merely a beginning. We are not passive, we are not civil, we will not apologize." New York Republican gubernatorial candidate Marc Molinaro, along with Diane Piagentini, the widow of New York City Police Department officer Joseph Piagentini, join us live this morning. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Mark, what do you make of Antifa?
Listen, it was an outrageous attack. It threatened staff and the people in that building, and certainly we have staff there. But what is most critical is we have to tone down the rhetoric. Listen, on all sides of the aisle, the violence is not, it's not something that we should accept. But in New York, the governor of this state wants nothing more than to talk about that instead of talking about the fact that he's led the most corrupted state government in America.
And you would like to be the next governor from New York. And Diane, you actually have come, you're supporting him because you do not like the fact that this governor not only allowed the man who killed your husband, a police officer, to be released, a cop killer, but also gave him voting rights.
Yes, I feel that Governor Cuomo is totally responsible for the release of Herman Bell. Not only he appointed the commissioners, and two of those commissioners that released him were his appointees.
That's right.
And on top of it, he gives him the right to vote.
And that is why you are appearing in a campaign ad for this man right here. Here's a little bit of it.
Governor Cuomo and his parole board set this cold-blooded killer free. Then Governor Cuomo gave him the right to vote. It betrays the trust of police families everywhere and devalues the life of my brave husband.
Mark, why is it important for people to hear Diane's story?
She won't say it, but Herman Bell tortured her husband and another New York City police, tortured them.
In 1971.
Absolutely. Made them beg and then killed them. And to have then the governor pardon them, it's a slap in the face to law enforcement, it's a slap in the face to victims and their families, and it's a slap in the face to the judicial system. And he's made a mockery of democracy, and at the end of the day has said to law enforcement all across the state of New York that he doesn't have their back. I will, because they deserve to know that their governor is going to protect them. If you kill a cop, you stay in jail. That's the way it should be.
Diane, what do you want to say to the governor? Maybe he's watching.
To say to the governor, Governor Cuomo, you couldn't take the time to meet with me and my family to discuss what happened with the release of Herman Bell, but I would like to see you debate Marc Molinaro.
The governor put out this statement: the parole board is independent of the governor. Every parole board appointee is approved by Marc Molinaro's fellow Republicans, and the governor made clear his strong disagreement with their decision in this case. It's despicable and desperate of this man to exploit this tragedy for political gain. What do you say to that?
I say he should have met with Diane. He had the option not to pardon him. But please understand, this governor has now 7 or 8 of his closest associates found guilty of federal corruption charges. I mean, understand, though, he wants nothing more than to distract our attention from what is a corrosive culture of corruption. I wouldn't be surprised if he was indicted himself.
All right. Marc Molinaro is running for governor on the Republican ticket here in New York, and Diane Piagentini, thank you very much for joining us live and telling your story again.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to get our story told.
Indeed. Thank you. All right. Meanwhile, here's a news story. Apparently